my neighbor might still be outside, but he comes down pretty much every night to ask me for beer and sometimes cigarettes. So today I went and bought some beer and cigarettes ahead of time, so I knew that if he came by I could hand them to him and get to filming this video because it's my day. Hey guys, it's Bob and it is Hump Day. Okay, Wednesday. It's my day. So I just wanted to update you guys on what I've been up to. I actually went down to my parents in South Carolina this last weekend to help scrape wallpaper, and you know that nasty popcorn textured ceiling? Yeah, we scraped that off. We spent 2 hours scraping the ceiling and nearly 10 hours scraping wallpaper. I might be exaggerating by about 15 minutes. My mom has this little miniature poodle terrier mix. Sweetest little dog. I love it to death, don't get me wrong. But this dog looks like it's 105. I swear to God, it's a zombie. I think the thing has died and come back to life. Okay, it's missing pretty much all of its teeth. It's almost totally blind. The thing's deaf as heck. So, I like to walk up behind my mom with this dog and scare the crap out of her when she doesn't know I'm behind her and hold the dog right up in her face and go, brains! Pretty much this last weekend was hanging out with my parents, which was awesome except for the fact that it's like a 4.5 hour drive down to my parents' house. I really wish they lived closer. This weekend, I'm actually going to the Virginia Beach area to visit some friends, and I'm going to the gun range, which really makes me happy inside. I know a lot of people may not understand my love for the gun range, but hey, what can I say? Raised a redneck. Basically, I spend all of my weekends traveling. I mean, no matter what weekend it is, I will probably be out of town. The funny thing is, I never really go anywhere other than, like, South Carolina, sometimes DC, and usually I stay in the state. Which brings me into the question that Mark asked. He asked where our favorite vacation place is, and honestly, I don't have one. I traveled and moved so much when I was younger, and when I still lived with my family, and even after I moved out of the house, I moved so much that I've never actually been on a vacation. I mean, I've been to summer camps and stuff like that as a kid, which if I had to pick a summer camp, I would say the Boy Scout camp I used to work at. I still love going there. It's a gorgeous place. But I've never really been on a vacation. All in all, though, if I had to say a place that I've lived before, it would have to be Maine. Maine is gorgeous. The town we used to live in Maine, they actually flooded the park in the center of town every winter so you could go ice skating for free. So Sophia asked if we could change one thing about our personality right now, what would we change? I would make myself more confident. I notice one of my issues is that everything I have problem with, setting goals, dating, just about everything actually stems from confidence issues. It's funny, when I was younger, I actually thought that what I saw as confidence was confidence, and it wasn't. It turned out that it was really just hormone driven. See, I learned later on that confidence had nothing to do with having the balls to walk up to someone and hit on them, and had a whole lot more to do with having a lot of faith in yourself and faith in your abilities. So, that's what I'd change. I would be a more confident person. My question for you guys is this. When you were 8, 14, and 20, what careers did you want to have when you grew up? So, I'll tell you mine. When I was 8, I wanted to be a robotics engineer. My father was in an engineering program at the college he was going to when I was a kid, and they let me go in and play with the little robotic arms. I thought that was awesome, so I was obsessed with robots for a couple years after that. When I was 14, the hormones had taken over, and I had somehow convinced myself that I wanted to be in the adult film industry. Yeah, when I was 20, I convinced myself that I wanted to work for the Boy Scouts for the rest of my life, and I wanted to be a ranger for the Boy Scouts. What I think's fascinating about looking back at different periods like that in your life and how your goals and priorities have changed, I can see now that at 14 my goals probably weren't where they should have been. When you're 8 years old, it seems like to me that your view of the world is so uninhibited and you believe that you can do anything. And I think that's really an attitude that's helpful later in life. So I like to look to my younger years for inspiration. Definitely not when I was 14.